Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Grime Game Plays Disco Elysium. I'm your host as always, Nutchucks, and I'm also behind the console. As always, with me,
Your stunt coordinator browbeat, saying, Chucks, do the 360 flying spin kick. No, I'm telling you, do it though. He
yes,
doesn't believe me.
don't just do the 360 spin kick. No, you should
No,
always,
that's ludicrous. Just go for the obvious hit. Oh god, he countered me.
which makes no sense in my eyes. But last episode, as you guys saw, we knocked out Motorhead? What the hell was his name again? Measurehead. Dear God, I gotta remember.
John Luke.
Racist Simonese guy.
Well, I don't even know if racism is really what applies here, because his idea of the heroic races is not based on genealogy, it's an ideology. So he's a hater, all right, and we discussed that in the last episode.
Oh yeah.
But I really feel like while he falls under the umbrella, he's underwhelmed, comparatively speaking. Now, what you didn't ask him in dialogue, and you will have a chance if you really want to, because he's a huge man, he'll get back up, don't you worry. When you asked Kim what Kim's impression of Measurehead is, Kim said, I don't like this racist. I like him better than last racist, but he's not my favorite. The next one will be our favorite racist.
He's my next favorite racist, as always.
Well, no, the next one, depending on what your detective says to him, will grant us 3 wishes. That's the special racist.
Ah, okay. Well, let's find out what Kim wants to say to us right now, because he's got that text bubble blowing up above his picture.
His notebook is running full.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't force us into situations where I may have to shoot random civilians, because that won't get us anywhere.
Admonishment.
I'm not even sure the one bullet my chamber holds would even prick that Hulk.
But he's the one trying to provoke me.
Okay, I was trying to assert my dominance over him.
But I was fighting bad, unsavory ideologies. I'm a hero.
How else are we going to get through the gates?
Can't promise that. I might attack him again and then leave.
Alright, fine. I won't do it again.
We did joke about bringing guns, but I guess guns wouldn't be the answer.
Yeah, guns would be the answer.
You shoot him in the chest and he catches the bullet with his pecs.
That would scare the shit out of me if that happened in real life.
I think the scary part is if he throws it back.
Quest. We are here to
That
solve
would
a
be.
crime. Don't make the situation any more volatile than it already is.
Alright, fine.
But if you leave now, you won't have this conversation again. Don't you want to milk it dry?
Nah, I do kind of actually. Let's go with 1.
And you're just going to let him manipulate you like that?
Yes.
Good point.
I was just trying to
We're
assert.
not here on some political quest. We are here to solve a crime.
Okay,
Don't
same
make
response.
the situation any more volatile than it already is.
How else are we going to get through the gates?
There must be some other way. Let's go see the yard again. It faces the other end of the harbor. We're done with Measurehead here. Let's think of something else.
Fine, butt munch.
No. You should do it again. It's the last thing he'll be expecting.
I know I won that previous engagement, but blow! I hit you again!
Can we hit him in the head?
He's having some trouble with the controller over there.
It is.
The man is still knocked out. He breathes slowly and
Oop.
Yeah, seeing the button prompts cheapens the experience, I gotta say.
Yeah, hold on here. I don't know why. This is the first time it's done that. There we go. It's been plugged in the whole time. I don't know why. This is the first time it's ever happened.
You nudged it. You nudged the stick.
I
So-
must have.
In doing this, we have opened a locked door. But there are more locked doors. Does Officer Chucks want to investigate our most direct acquisition, which is a bigger branch of things, arguably? Or do you want to wander around and explore what else there is? Because little by little, instead of just bumping into places here and there, you've soaked up a series of tasks, and now you can pursue them.
I want to try to get past into the harbor.
Okay? Then we shall go into Zahaba.
Zehaba. Ooh.
Now, the tragedy is, if you can go to your thought cabinet,
Will do. Give me 2 seconds. What's this?
Le Jardin, or Jardin? Jardin.
Okay, let's go to our thought cabinet.
So Jamais Vu is not going to be resolved in another 3 hours.
Yep.
I'm going to spoil something for you.
Mm-hmm.
Mechanical. The outcome of resolving Jamais Vu, one of the benefits is clicking on every orb, green or otherwise, will give you +1 experience point. So you have a choice. You can try and avoid looking at things that have orbs, the circles on the screen around them, or you can say, fuck it, doesn't matter, 1 experience point per click isn't going to matter to me. So that's the consideration I want you to engage.
All right. I'll do that. I'll look at it. Items.
This laminated postcard offers a glimpse across the river. A little more than a decade after the war, the eastern bank is already fully renovated. The hillsides are lush with gardens and residences. Someone's parked a small beige airship by the fountain. This postcard will sell for a pretty penny. What I want to point out there is, across the river, shit got better 40 years ago, apparently. Whereas Martinez is still in the shape that it's in.
What's in here?
That's wild. What's happening across the river? Neat office shades. You get to save the drama for your mama.
Hmm. What is this? This.
La Fumée, Volume 1, Number 4.
What's in here? Standard office file cabinet. The drawers seem to be locked. Ooh, someone left a coffee machine on. The dark liquid in the pot looks almost sentient. That is creepy.
On second glance, someone has forgotten to properly close one of the drawers.
Ooh.
It's unfortunate for the Union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this.
Aha!
Let's see what's inside, he thinks.
Open the drawer or ignore drawer for now. Open the damn drawer.
The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of brown folders.
Browse through the folders.
Close the drawer. We're going to browse through the folders.
Hundreds of documents containing logistical data. 2 kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Muindi, Grad, and even Ilmara. And the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol. Kuron, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamrock are listed among the many districts where the imports are being sold.
Anything interesting?
It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry.
Volition. Medium. Force yourself to go through the folders.
Let's do it.
Look how blurry
Ooh.
all the lines on these papers are. How unwieldy your own willpower is to yourself. You're like an absurdist Samaran monk, focusing through not focusing.
If I let my eyes go completely out of focus, all shapes start melting into each other.
I could actually focus through not focusing.
Leave the folders alone for now.
You're a police officer, not a spiritual healer. You can focus the normal way by turning your attention to something and not letting go.
Make it go blurry.
Is that what you're doing with those folders over there?
Yes.
No, of course not.
Let's just get back to work, Lieutenant.
Let's get
My
back to work.
thought exactly, officer. Shall we?
Volition came through and said, try it again.
Whatever's
There we
hidden
go.
here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it. However, there is a little handwritten note stuck on the side of the drawer.
Look at the note.
Never mind the note. We're going to look at the
It
note.
appears to be a to-do list written in large, uneven capital letters. Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everart's plants, sweep office floor, more banners. All items on the list have been crossed out, and the note itself is crumpled.
Burn to the lieutenant. Look, Kim, a to-do note with a list of errands for Everart.
Ignore the note. Nope.
Everard Clare, probably. The head of the Debarders Union. One of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here.
What is so special about this borscht? Code for drugs? Booze? Blood?
Electrochem knows how to party.
Hmm.
Remember, Leo, Everard's shoes. Special whirling borscht. Water Everard's plants. Sweep office floor. More banners. All items on the list have been crossed out, and the note itself
Dang.
is crumpled. The
So,
door
one more
slides
example.
Shut smoothly.
Of
Cool.
attempting a white check, failing it, and then something interesting happens, including try again because one of your stats came through. Don't be afraid to try, even on low percentages. You never know.
What we got
Don't go
over
there.
here?
Not yet. Not yet. Those are stairs.
Oh. What's
An
this?
imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the side says, "Tokens unavailable due to strike. Use change."
I would encourage you to make a call.
Really?
The machine swallows your coin and seems to be waiting for your next move.
Interfacing. Challenging. Let your muscle memory dial a random number.
It's unclear whether you actually have muscle memory. Right now, your finger is just drawing vaguely occult patterns in the air.
Useful patterns?
I might try this again later.
Undoubtedly, no.
Well, I might try it again
Sure,
later.
Why not? Muscle memory is a tricky thing. Nothing tricky about that. You just do, fail, repeat until it works. All it takes is motivation and practice.
Yes, coach.
Okay. Every worker member of the board is written at the top of the flyer.
No, in bold letters.
In bold letters. Oh, my bad. My bad.
Every worker, a member of the board.
Correct. This is a Dewey typewriter. The model name is on the back. So yes, they
Check
were.
out those glasses you got.
Oh yeah, let's check them out. Close.
Neat office shades. These were stuffed away in the Dock Workers Union's office. They're perfect for scribbling down paperwork when the sun tries to get in your eye. Good for staring down suspects, too. +1 visual calculus. Eye of the Reckoner. -1 drama. A bit dry. Ooh, looking good.
Indeed.
Styling.
We got an interact. There we go.
The leading intellectual organ of Martinet's communism offers a radical Mazovian perspective on a range of contemporary issues. The cover features a stylized portrait of the late King Fristle with a pair of white antlers growing out of his head. I would say, if you want to pass time rapidly during the day, you can read them daytime. Otherwise, you can save the reading for the evening.
All right. Well, let's up the stairs.
Yeah, let's go out. It's a control booth of some sort. It's got a shitter. It's got a small kitchenette, looks like, and semi-sentient coffee.
I forgot about the semi-sentient coffee. What is this?
What is that?
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here. The white rectangle of the Revachol Citizens Militia is clearly visible on its back. This is your cloak. You can feel it.
Lieutenant, point to the cloak. I think that's mine.
Grab the cloak and leave. Let's go with 1. I feel like 1 would be the better option here, like, because you're not sure where we are. But if you just grab it and just...
You lost all sense of the world, so it's out of character to just act brazenly.
Yes, it does bear the RCM insignia, and we are the only detectives in Martinez.
You think I should get it?
The service cloak issued to you by your station? Yes, I do.
Grab it.
As your fingers touch the tarpaulin, it almost feels like the cloak wants to deliver a message of comfort through your fingertips.
All right, Inland. Saying.
I will shield you from the elements and give my life for yours. That's what the cloak is relaying.
I'm sorry, that wasn't Inland Empire. That's Esprit de Corps. This is a service person's cloak. It speaks cop.
Let's take a look at it. Ooh.
A cloak made from heavy tarpaulin. It would be nigh wind and waterproof if there weren't 3 bullet holes scattered on the surface. The signature white rectangle of the RCM covers the garment's back. +1 esprit de corps, taking back the streets. +1 shivers, know thy neighborhood. Numerically, it is superior to your Admiral's Cloak because the Admiral's Cloak has a penalty, doesn't it?
It does.
-1 half-light. So, different benefits, but again, you are very welcome to swap things around as you see fit.
There we go. We gotta get some physical instrument.
Well, no, take it off, though. Did you forget Coach?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that one. Gotta take that off for now. What is it?
Yeah, Coach Physical Instrument. You get more by having your shirt off. Because you're playing skins.
That's right. I forgot about
But-
that for now.
You can always change it at some point. Remember, the practice of wildly stripping yourself and then redressing for a person to get leverage in conversation, perfectly normal. I would encourage you to take out your bag, sir.
Oh, that's right. My bag. Tools. Bag. Put away the damn...
It's there. You can touch the bottle.
Oh, there it is.
An icon.
There we go.
It's only a pity we didn't go full Hobo Cop.
It is.
Do you know what Hobo Cop does?
No.
In addition to dialogue options, 100% more payoff for cycles.
Oh, wow.
But it's something we didn't know, and it's okay. There are many ways to make the money.
Like, look
Who's
at
been
this.
partying?
Oh. Numerous empty bottles of Commodore Red and potent Pilsner. Who has been partying up here, sir? Don't mean to keep cutting you off.
We'll have to find out. There might be some clues.
At least 3 packs worth of cigarette butts.
There's more
Is
on
there?
the ground. Yeah. It's got to be attentive. Watch the... Don't step over them. That makes it hard for you.
Oh, wow. Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't see him.
The place to be, apparently.
There's one.
A treasure trove of spent jollies.
What's in here?
This is the Night Watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, Rene Arnaud.
So this is where Rene works. I'm going to look around. Search the booth.
Or leave. We're going to search the booth. The good detective searches stuff and makes sure you can find things.
If you must. But please hurry. We are pretty easy to spot up here.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table.
Take the picture.
Leave the picture alone. We're taking the picture.
It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man, Rene, is dressed in a Royal Carabinier uniform. The girl is young and very pretty. She is smiling playfully at the camera. Rene looks like he's about to smile. This photo must be tied to some good memories.
Mm.
Why did you take that picture of René?
Lieutenant asks, glancing at the photo. I'm going to ask him about it.
I'm a cop. It's instinctual to collect evidence.
I'm making an artistic photo collage, Kim.
I'm going to ask him
You
about
are
it.
really interested in that old soldier. Not sure I understand your fascination, but sure, as long as it doesn't take up a whole lot of time.
I wonder what the triggering stat is for something else in that booth. This detective doesn't know, apparently, but there's something else that can happen. And I felt very concerned one day. A black and white photo of a couple posing in front of a Ferris wheel. The girl is young and pretty. The man clad in fancy uniform and smiling. On the back of a very steady hand has written the words, Revachol Fair, summer of '91. So that's 60 years ago. Rene has maintained the uniform for 60 years or longer.
What do we got? Can we go down?
This
Not
is
this
the
way.
Night Watch.
Can't go down that way. What the hell?
It leads nowhere you want to go.
Well, let's go down, y'all. See what this is. White pine trees are printed onto the screen covering. Looks like a forest under snow. Neat.
So those containers are listed with Wild Pines company logo. Wild Pines is the company Joyce represents.
Indeed. Ooh, how do we get up there? More bottles. What is this?
What is
A
this?
rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marsh and Arrête are faded with use.
Hey, we got a new audience
It
member.
seems to control the large crane above. A container is
We do.
attached
Okay.
to its hook block.
Press mark.
With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a
Uh-oh.
massive metal container through the air.
What did you do?
I broke something. I broke it.
So you have to yell, "It wasn't me," when it's obviously you.
Gotta use the Shaggy defense.
Yeah.
And with a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down.
I can't see how that was worth the wreckers, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
You're stupid. That was cool though, but you're stupid.
The crane does not return to its original position. It does not
Oh, shit.
move at
Uh-oh. Deuces.
You set down a container.
I did. Oh.
Money.
Money.
It's a pretty colorful dockyard. I like this.
See a faded industrial lettering on a platform. I'm not gonna butcher that.
Kvalsund.
Flofsund?
Kvalsund.
Kvalsund.
Before you stands a cargo container, just one of many in the yard.
Lieutenant, I think there's something special about this container.
Leave the container alone.
Is this like your thing with that wall again?
Maybe? I can't tell. I think we should investigate further.
You do? Because I don't.
Why not?
There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one?
It was hanging from a crane.
I don't know, Kim. It just feels special.
Inspect the container. Maybe there's contraband inside?
You're right. It's probably nothing. I feel like this would be something he would say. That
It's
Our
a cargo
character.
container, detective, just like all the others.
He doesn't even look at it.
We're not here to interact with containers. We are here to get the body down from the tree.
Knock on the door.
open the door.
Nothing more to do here for now.
Open the door.
You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically locked. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement. No reply.
Oh, nothing there, so time to leave. What's over here? It's like a damn
Hey. No running on the upper grades. You'll fall down and die.
shipyard ahead is oddly quiet, and the greater machines are sleeping. The great machines are sleeping, greater machines. I put an ER in there for no reason.
That's
Pile-
next year. They'll upgrade.
A pile of cargo belts used for heavy lifting. One says vermilion.
Heavy cargo belts, like the one that's strapped around the guy's neck?
Ooh. What is this, though? I see that suitcase.
Yeah. What color is it?
It's yellow.
What is the outline color?
White?
What happened last time you had that?
I don't remember.
Use the right tool.
Oh, hold on here. What? I'm like trying to right click on them. What tools? That's definitely the flashlight.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Illuminate your options. Now it's blue! Fallen Ultra Series gloves.
Let's see what
Get
we...
that Fallen wear. For ultimate performance efficiency, these Fallen Ultra Series gloves come fingerless with a grippy padding covering the palms, making these ideal for quadrupedal movement or for lifting cargo.
What do we got here?
Plus 1 half-life, unfiltered contact.
Ooh. What do you think in Half-Life or electrochemistry?
Well, let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you trust or enjoy your Craghead stat?
I don't know. The way I'm playing this, I don't think that the crackhead stat is where we need to be. Plus, it's +2. If we add this, we get another +1 to something else.
What do you mean, +2?
Electrochemistry is +2 right now. So something else is giving a benefit to
Yeah.
electrochemistry.
Well, they'll trade. By taking Electrochem down a peg, even numbers are big triggers. So if you switch those, Half-Light will go up by 1. You might hear more from that. So the difference being Electrochem is looking at people's behavior, and anything related to highs and lows will trigger as a clue for you. It will tell you to go get high immediately, but it also will comment on people's behavior. Half-Light is your fight or flight response. So it's going to be very aggressive and immediate when you feel challenged or threatened, but it will give you insight if someone's about to bolt as well. So honestly, the question at this point is, what do you think is more helpful to your detective skills?
I think right now electrochemistry would be. We need to know who the crackheads are. So
I agree in general, but as I'm going on the busted all stats run little by little, it's curious what pitches in when, and it's consistently remarkable to me that the stats, when they pipe up and say things, it's rare that it's useless. There's usually flavor of some kind, and it might seem like it's just zany or off the wall, like that's not what's supposed to be happening, but they're still pieces of your perception, so they're not always wrong. At this point, you pick the flavor. But there are many more clothes in the world you can play with.
we'll hold off for now. Oh wait, we gotta get our bag back.
It's still there. You have 2 hands.
Oh shit, son.
I have 2 hands?
Got a bag and one. Definitely a Hobo Cop coming to kick some ass.
The belly's out and everything. It's fantastic.
Industrial size thermos, smells like burnt coffee.
I am the law.
As he whacks you in the head with a fucking crowbar. Or pry bar, excuse me. Take all. Ooh, bottles.
Bottles.
Oh, hey, look.
Person.
Let's
Get
talk.
all that tear.
Container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, put the logos on.
Easy Leo.
Container, used to be Wild Pines. Container, now belongs to Everard.
Tiny man is so engaged in his work he doesn't notice you. Hold on right there. Do you remember I mentioned the Wild Pines thing?
Mm-hmm.
So is the Union hijacking cargo?
That's what it seems like.
Oof. Hi.
Do not interrupt the little man in his joyous activity. No, we're interrupting this.
Everard, he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister?
The look in his deep blue eyes is as sincere as you've ever seen. Kind of makes you feel like an arsehole for no apparent reason.
Oh man, I gotta bust into this guy's groove.
I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you?
A shadow passes over his kind face. What is it with you people and scabs?
Actually, I am. Yes. I'm going with number one. I feel like this would be something our character would say. Number one is a very, very... It is something that our character would definitely say.
I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat.
He doesn't seem to be waiting for you to answer.
Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
What are you doing with the containers?
Where is everyone? The harbor is empty.
Do you work here?
Are you the Leo who wrote the note to make more banners?
What's in that container over there? Pointed the container suspended from the crane arm. Ha! It's not suspended. It's down already.
I'm looking for the leader of the Dock Workers Union. Duck Workers Union.
Or workers. Okay, I'm off.
Let's see here. I want to start with this. What are you doing with the containers?
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
He waves at the containers towering behind him. Logic. Medium. What's going on here? Look at the mountains of containers rising behind him.
Ooh, logic is 2. Sure, let me ask you about something else. Holy shit. Let's go with it. Let's go with the logic.
Let's roll with it.
The
Got it!
trees in the yard are green in Wild Pine's livery, and the mountains rising behind Leo is all red in Union colors.
Ooh.
It's like some red infection was spreading outwards from the container yard's core.
This looks like a massive redecorating operation, Kim.
Leo, has anyone told you why you need to change the covers?
Thanks, Leo. You've been very helpful.
No, not really. Mr. Everett doesn't tell me all the big things. Says I go and tell them to everyone.
So he's got a big mouth.
He knows. He knows.
Yes, they are hiding it from the inside. All the red containers have the Debarders Union logo on them.
Ooh.
Oh, no trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all.
The little guy affirms merrily.
Let's see. Let's ask him where everyone is.
Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in.
He leans in with a confidential look.
We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now.
That's a big chunk of freight.
Oh, yeah.
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Everard is in his office, where he always is. And Jean-Luc is guarding the gate.
He pauses to think.
But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Everard sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or so.
He stops, but seems eager to tell you more. What kind of trouble did this Titus and his friends get into?
Got it. But there were other things I need to discuss. Or what was this trouble? We want to know what trouble Titus got into.
Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business.
He smiles and leans closer.
Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everett telling them to take some time off.
Don't go all bad cop on this simple, friendly fellow.
Thanks, suggestion. But what did they actually do?
Really, did they kill someone?
I have another question.
Let's go with one. We don't want to lean into it, making them think that they were the ones who killed the guy.
I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That's just how boys are, you know. I haven't been in a fight since I was in middle school.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this on the hearties.
He looks to you for assistance. Too rowdy? Leo, what kind of a fight did they get into? Did they kill a mercenary?
Okay, Leo, let's hear about this fight you got into. Oh, man. Both of those are terrible.
And but they don't go too hard on him.
Yeah.
Too late. Leo's mouth is still moving, and the words are spewing forth. Words, words, and look, even more words. This guy could go on until the end of days. Now he's talking about some drunk sawmill owner who, no, he already switched to a prized fishing rod he apparently owned at some point. You know what? Just cut in there with your questions.
Let's go with what's in the container over there.
Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up.
Told you.
What about the note?
Let's ask him about the note.
Oh, yes, yes. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in no more. I almost forgot about the borscht.
What was that about the borscht?
Cool, another question then. Let's ask him about the borscht.
Oh, yes. I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started.
The little guy chuckles merrily.
It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadan's boar dogs every time the lunch is done.
Cow borscht, huh? Never heard of a borscht that turns little guys into dogfighters. Alcohol, however.
So, electrochemistry's our friend. What do you mean by taking this soup to the men? Is it for striking?
Thanks, Leo. Another question, though. Let's go with 1.
Yes, yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling in rags.
Hold up. Who makes it in the whirling?
Looks like the borscht is spiked. I'm gonna look into it.
That's it. I just wanted to know who wrote the note.
Let's find out who makes
the
it.
whirling's cook. He makes it. Them is always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. He doesn't speak what we speak. He's from Grad.
Goranchi Kubik.
Yep, let's forget about him.
Oh, sure, mister. Sure. You do that. Yes, sir.
Want to ask him the obvious?
Let's ask him, do you work here?
Yes, yes. Everybody needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way. Leonard Bellick. But everyone calls me Leo.
The little man raises his hand in a welcoming gesture.
I'm like Mr. Everett's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town, and Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everett is away. Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady.
Oh? Oh?
Who is this, Miss Beaufort?
Ooh.
A real pretty lady with a skin like those Dubois sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the dinner is done and me and the missus sit down beside the radio.
Before you go on, does that piece of information tell you anything?
It does that they have a connection to someone.
What is the do in sucre candy bars?
I don't remember.
Okay. Just in case, I don't want this to slip away, because day 1 is kind of special this way. That's a piece of information you may not really relate to or know. However, if you ask correctly, the hint I'll give you is that those candy bars are brown.
Hmm.
And then the other piece is that the Union has presence all throughout town.
Gardener lady.
But I can't listen
Yes.
to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here, and I'm always busy keeping things running here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Stay on this Miss Beaufort topic.
Hold on, who's this Miss Beaufort you mentioned?
Think you're doing a great job around here, Leo.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this place would totally fall apart if you didn't shine the boss man's shoes, Leo.
I want to know about Miss Beaufort.
Oh, Lizzie, she is a real sharp tool. Mr. Everett put her through some fancy school and everything, east of the river. 4 years she was gone, and when she came back, she was all fancy and lawyerly.
Sponsored by Union money.
Ooh.
But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in this here neighborhood, knows everybody and gets along with everyone. Real pillar of the community one day, I'm sure.
For a fraction of a second, there's sadness in his eyes.
If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like her. But she can't have kids. Dr. Lemaitre said so, and she knows about such things. Been a doctor for almost 50 years she has.
He sighs and falls silent, watching you meekly with his blue, blue eyes.
Let's tell him he's doing a good job.
Yes, this place really seems to run like clockwork. Keep it up, Leo.
The lieutenant smiles at the little man.
Well, thanks a lot. Coming from you, it means a lot, really.
He didn't think it was possible, but the smile becomes even wider.
Sometimes I feel some of the guys don't really get how much I bust my ass for them here. But you guys are alright.
The white rectangle on your clothes might not mean an awful lot in Martinez, but the recognition from an authority figure made Leo's day.
Oh, hot damn. Doesn't that feel good?
Let's find out where the dock union workers leader is.
Oh, you want Mr. Everett then? He's an awfully nice fellow, he is. Him and his brother are both nice fellows. They've lived their entire lives in this here neighborhood.
He coughs, then continues immediately.
Guys like Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar, his brother, are real good guys. Made Martinez what it is today. Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar and I went to the same school we did when we were boys.
Patience. Deep down you have the mental power to keep listening. Not many would, but you do.
Do not interrupt Leonard.
Easy now, Leo. I just want to know where can I find this man?
Had an arithmetics teacher, Miss Bellows. Her real name was Miss Bellums. She was a real pretty lady. but when she got mad, all the boys liked her, if you know what I mean, mister. We used to sneak in her yard in the dark and peek through the window. One time we saw Miss Bellows with a fellow. Yes, we did, mister.
It looks for signs of disbelief in your eyes. Don't say anything.
No, you fucking didn't.
Everard, Leo, where can I find Everard?
I want him to
Then
keep
we're
going.
naked too. That's all I got to say about that.
Very interesting, very interesting. Thank you for telling me the whole thing.
Thank you. Almost forgot. Mr. Everett is in that container over there. I got distracted telling the story, but he's in there. Bye
Okay.
bye now.
Okay, I'm off. Bye-bye now.
What's the green dot do? Boink.
The banner sags under the weight of rain and snow. White waves of red. White waves on red. Excuse me.
Where will this take us?
Who knows?
I know, but I'm not telling.
Exactly. You keep your whore mouth shut.
I am going to say, potentially you're in danger. But that's what this is for.
Coffee in the giant thermos is still lukewarm.
Before you go on, that coffee, the game has references to things here and there throughout.
Mhm.
According to some stats, you can notice something else, and it asks you to look into the coffee cup and then divine the results in the coffee grounds. And this is apparently a reference to Deadly Premonition, a different series featuring a detective that is similarly goofy, like this detective turns out to be. So, a little throwaway thing that makes the fans that know both go, "Oh my god, they know! Ah, crossover!" So, just want to point that out. But it's a blink and you miss a thing. The initials VK.
A stair made of pallets leading up. Let's go talk to this
Looks
fine.
like a warehouse chic.
Before you is a walrus of a man seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you. A typical power play. Wait for him to speak first. Show him you've got a backbone.
Say nothing. Look him dead in the eye.
Are you in charge of the dock workers?
Let's get straight to business. There's a dead body in a tree.
Leave without comment. We're not saying a word and just going to stare each other in the eyes.
The one good eye of this man fills you up without even flickering. The other, his lazy eye, is constantly moving like a goldfish in a tank. For a moment, you don't know where to look. It is unbearably humid in the trailer. Beads of sweat slide down the man's forehead. Yet, he's unperturbed, holding his own.
Stop. This is getting too weird.
Keep staring.
At first, nothing happens. His face wears a wide and self-satisfied smile. Every now and then, he smacks his big lips. Like a general over his maps, he plots his moves. Judging by the way he's licking his chops, it's going to be a good one.
So,
He begins to speak, albeit very slowly, purposefully leaving a pause after his opener.
Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi, how nice that you found a moment to pay a visit to the Debardairs Union. I'm Everard Clare, head of this little operation here.
What's your initial reaction, Mr. Chucks?
That's not our name.
Hmm?
We're not Mr. Dubois. We're Mr. Gusteau.
Okay.
Please, have a seat.
He gestures to a tiny folding chair opposite his giant desk.
The folding chair looks like a torture device. Extremely uncomfortable.
You go ahead, detective.
The lieutenant nods to you, then at the chair.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Take a seat.
I'd rather stand.
Why are you calling me Mr. Dubois?
Actually, I'm in a bit of a hurry right now. And leave. Let's go I'd rather stand.
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner, as equals. Take a seat. I insist.
He's trying to throw you off your game with this Dubois nonsense. Don't give him the pleasure.
I don't. It's kind of my thing.
Let's take a seat just in case.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another.
He gives you a sly wink. Remain serious.
Try to wink back.
Damn, this chair's uncomfortable.
Remain serious.
So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners, it pains me to say. This should take care of that nonsense.
He points to a giant novelty check on his desk. It's absolutely, comically huge.
It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
He points at it again.
Hey, that's 25 real. That's good money. Think of all the stuff you could.
Wait, you know Gart?
Thank you, Everard. Take a comically large check.
Take the comically large check, but don't say anything.
Keep it, I'm good.
You can take that comically large check and shove it up your ass. Leave it.
Okay,
We're gonna do keep it. Tell him to keep it.
A man with principles. No handouts, then.
He crosses his arms on his ample midsection and sinks further into his chair.
The reason I don't want to take the check is because we have Kitsuragi sitting there, and that may put us in some trouble later on. So I'm trying to think for the long haul on this one.
Sure.
Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only two words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun.
How do you know about my lost gun?
I'm not worried. I got this.
I would appreciate any help you could provide.
I want to know how he knows about my lost gun.
I know everything, Harry. Right now, I know that you're worried. Don't be worried. Everything's going to be all right. It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
How do you like this power play?
I'm slightly concerned. That means his blackout drunkenness, he's done something to give his hand away and do something really, really stupid.
Kim, turn to Kim.
Composure, challenge 12, don't panic.
The chair is killing you.
Officer, we will deal with this later. We don't need Mr. Clare's help with this.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
He says, as though to himself.
Who does this guy think?
Holy crap!
Ronnie the rookie? You ain't worried about no lost gun, or unpaid bill, or forgotten name. You're the bad cop. You're probably more corrupt than him.
Well done. Nice job, dude.
Oh, wow.
Wait, that's it? That's my point of pride here?
Sink deep into the folding chair. Smile and cross your hands behind your back.
I think if you go two, one goes away. But you can do what you want.
Fuck yeah. Remember when you tried the expression on that little minx in the silver jumpsuit? That was you.
Okay.
Try it on Everard.
Okay, I'm interested.
The fat man seems to be enjoying your rigor mortis grin. He shoots one just like it right back at you. Good. Now lean in with some corruption.
Listen, Everard, pal, we both know what makes the wheels of the world turn. Corrupt
Let me
cop
do
out of
that.
nowhere.
Let them say what they will about you and me. We're both born fighters.
This fighter could have used a more comfortable chair.
Nice bit with the chair, by the way. Chuckle, a good way to keep your guest on edge.
Well, way to turn it around, Chucks. Which one do you want to do?
Why, thank you. It's always nice when a fellow professional appreciates your work.
That's it. Now kick back and add a final flourish for dignity.
Thanks for your hospitality. Feel free to visit me down at the station anytime.
This is a forum lair, and we both know why I'm here. To help grow your horde.
I'm not saying I'm corrupt. I'm rational.
Hmm.
You strike me as a reasonable man, Harry. I like that in a law man. Let's cut to the chase, shall we? What can Everard Clare do for you?
I think we'd like to ask you a few questions. Don't you think so, Detective?
The lieutenant looks quite fed up with the situation.
Questions will show him who's boss.
So before we start asking questions, that was a bit of a swerve, but how did you like that particular flow?
I like that. That was nuts. Just all of a sudden, one, I was surprised. You missed my hands just flying up in the air like, oh shit, like I won the World Series. Like I got that role. And then for him to be like, you know what, I'm going to play your game and act like I'm more of a badass. I like, wow, that exchange went right there.
But given the way his mind swerved,
Mm-hmm.
does that make you suspect that the detective actually has a, let's call it a internal affairs worthy past?
Yes, he does.
Okay, you're under no illusion that this dude's done things that are maybe not on the board on level.
He has done it, but he has gotten away with it, or he had. So even cops who go undercover have to do some illegal shit sometimes. So there's been plenty of cops who've had to testify to get people to go to jail. Like, yeah, I had to kill somebody, and they'll use that as evidence on the person
Okay.
they're putting on murder. Or I had to snort a shit ton of cocaine, or I had to traffic cocaine. Cops have to do bad things sometimes to get the bad people to go away.
Okay.
I hate to say that, but so he knows how the corruption works, I'm thinking, but he's probably dealt with it, and it probably has taken a toll on him a little bit. But
So he's just tapping into it.
yeah, like I'm just
Okay.
tapping into this because I've had to do it being a detective.
Well, let's see what we got on the table here. I'm told the union is involved in a local drug trade.
Aren't you going to ask me how I got in?
You called me Mr. Dubois. Why?
Could you help me get a dead body down from a tree?
Let's talk about my lost gun.
I want to talk about the hanging.
I'm looking into your shady brew.
I met Joyce, the company representative.
What's in the container that's outside your office?
Everett, I'm going to leave now, but we might talk again later.
So I want to point out that half of this menu is all based upon where you've been up until you talk to this man. So as you do things in the world, this is a locus of control. And he's, actually, look at it this way, he's far right on the map, haha, and Joyce is far left on the map, haha. And as you do things about the area, you may have new topics for them, so they're worth revisiting when something new and involved with the union or the company might come up. Just want to point that out.
Let's see if he wants to know how I got in.
Am I going to ask? Hell, Harry. You spin-kicked my strongest man in the face. I saw it from my window.
But you have no windows in your trailer.
Would you ask a man like that how he got into your container yard?
I understand. I am a terrifying death machine.
I don't even know how I was able to do that.
You don't have a window. Anyone you want.
It was a figure of speech, Harry. Of course I don't have a window. I'm in a container. Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it.
What's next?
We're going to ask him why he keeps calling me Mr. Dubois.
Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard, I call you Harry.
That's what the hanged corpse called you, Harry.
So that's really my name?
My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? What are the odds of that?
I think the odds of that are very low.
It's true. My memory is a bit hazy.
My memory is fine. I'm just testing you. You would definitely bullshit.
So good to hear that, Harry. Apparently, my sources were wrong. However, if you did have a spot of memory trouble, I could help you out with my big fat folder.
What's up with that folder?
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
The lieutenant inspects Everard over his spectacles.
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now.
Asking too many questions will make you look weak. You should maybe focus on the folder.
Now, hold on. Okay, I'll ask later. Let's get this straight. What is my full name?
Do you know anything about my family? Do I have a wife or kids? Or
What kind of cop does it say I am?
where did you get that folder?
Drama. Medium. Have another look at that folder.
Let's talk of other matters for a moment.
So, the cop question is dynamic based upon the kind of cop you've been. Cop-type wise. So, I that one changes pretty much for everyone's playthrough.
Let's see what it says.
Well, Harry, if I were to sum you up in one word, it would be apologetic.
I'm sorry?
What? I'm not apologetic. I'm confident. Going with 2.
Well, you sure come off as very confident in all our interactions, Harry. You're a real man's man.
Our drama is not in a great place, but you know, it's worth it.
Let's find out. Let's go for it. What do we need to get? 11?
As you look at the
Got it.
folder, Everard covers it with his hand and pets it. He's hiding it from you because it's not a real RCM folder. It's just another one of those brown folders you saw in the file cabinet.
That is not a Revachol Citizens Militia folder.
Okay, Harry, you got me. This is from the Census Bureau, not the RCM. Those Census Bureau people are absolutely corrupt. You should do something about them.
He got the name from the Census Bureau, and everything else from your actions here in Martinez.
Yes, Mr. Kitsuragi from the Census Bureau. Like I said, now I'm actually a very busy man. So is there anything else I can do for you, Harry?
That means he doesn't really know anything about you.
You had him.
A pity. The mystery of you will have to remain a mystery for the time being.
So the Census Bureau says my name is Harry Dubois?
Yes, that's what I said. Try to keep up, okay? Let's move on.
He's annoyed. Now, hang on for a second, because we'll address this a little bit later, too.
Okay.
The Census Bureau, generally speaking, is upheld to a standard of accuracy. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So, the Census Bureau believes that up until last weekend, you're Harrier Dubois.
Okay.
However, you did say previously that you rather like the idea of being Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau.
Hmm.
But then also, when you were talking to the dispatch on the car, you insisted on being called Firewalker. And there's even another name floating around that you haven't run into yet in this game. So I'm going to ask you, Chucks, at this moment in time, are you inclined to say, oh, yeah, the paperwork proves that I'm Harry Dubois, so I'm a Harry Dubois?
No,
Or
I'm not.
do you say, I like being the ass face who goes by Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau?
I am uncertain.
And do you notice how every moment up until now, as often as I could, I would refer to the character as the detective?
Mm-hmm.
That's because the identity is a interesting and dynamic question. Names are put upon you, but you also can choose your own, and people don't have to agree, but that's kind of wonderful, because the corpse thinks you look like a Harry. This guy's convinced you're a Harry because of paperwork, and you even kind of come off as a Harry in the first place. But what is true to you, and what is true to the world? I really enjoyed that point of contention. Typically, this character, this detective that we're playing, will be referred to in Reddit, for example, as HDB, because it's just known that HDB is the canon character. But is it, though? One more point of the game's writing and structure I really appreciate.
Hmm.
So, Next topic.
Could you help me get a dead body down from a tree?
You might have noticed there's one hanging on a tree behind the hostel cafeteria.
Oh my. Don't take this question personally, but why would I get involved in this matter?
Mr. Clare, the man was hanged with a cargo belt, a steel-reinforced cargo belt. It's safe to assume the Union had something to do with the murder. Besides, getting the body down would benefit all of us. It's a stain on the neighborhood.
Yeah, the belt thing.
Say nothing.
You are a community leader. Help your community out.
Going 3. We want to make him feel like he needs to do it.
I can certainly see how having him up there might start affecting some real estate values.
He licks his fat lips and smiles.
But of course, all joking aside, I am going to help you.
He picks up a handset of radiophone to his right, then clicks a button.
Jean-Luc, the cop who bested you in physical combat is here, and he has a little dead body in a tree problem. Namely, he needs it to be taken down. Please extend him this courtesy. You can find Jean-Luc down at the gates, but you already knew that. Anyway, he's going to help you.
What?
How about that phrasing? How about that phrasing? Hey, the dude who kicked your ass? Go help him out.
The dude that just spinning roundhouse kicked your ass.
Yeah. I know that you want to roleplay as a reasonable cop, but honestly, all of these are worth investigating.
Yeah, that's what I was
What?
thinking.
Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any Johnny Fat Guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this?
I am.
No, I'm not.
Lie. No comment.
You've hurt me, Harry. Me, a friend. But you know what?
And gets over it in 2 seconds. Seems like it didn't really hurt him.
Aim threshold.
I trust you, like I trust all my friends. And I know you'll never talk to me about this again, because you don't want to wound me. So do what you want, and let's change the subject.
Ooh.
Thank you for your understanding. We will continue to do what we must.
You too, Lieutenant.
You know, I like you, but you never were my favorite. I'm a Harry guy. I'm Team Harry.
Team Harry, Team Kim.
None taken. Did we have anything else to do here, Harry?
Oh no, the world is agreeing with it. Ah!
Let's talk about my lost gun.
Yes, your lost gun. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone, searching every playground, asking kids, grandmas, everyone.
Ooh, asking grandmas and
Your
kids.
gun will be found, Harry. Let me assure you of that. It's just a matter of time and effort.
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage.
Hold on. Could he really hold my gun hostage?
I will not be blackmailed with this gun business.
I don't care about my gun. Keep it.
Does this mean if I do things for you, I will get my gun back?
Number 1 is a contemplator. It won't speak to him. It's an internal monologue. Dialogue?
Internal dialogue? Yeah, I can see that.
As in, it's a free click. You should do it because it doesn't advance things.
Who knows? Only one
Let's find
thing
out.
is certain. If you work with him, you're going to get it back. And working with him might be the only way to do it.
Let's find out. Let's go with 3. We're just going to be blunt.
Damn it, Harry. That's exactly what it means. I'm only kidding, of course.
Yes, maybe.
Of course. I understand. We help you, you help us.
Let's talk about that hanging.
Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to help you like I'm helping you with the body and your lost gun. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me.
Secret task, haha. I sense there's a but.
Say nothing.
But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open.
Yes, that sounds good. Let's do that.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines, incredibly talented at opening doors.
I've opened a few doors in my life.
You've heard wrong, Everard. We're not.
Kim, is that true? Are we door-opening machines?
Let's go with 1.
And I'm sure you're going to open this one with flying colors, Harry. This really is very simple, and there's nothing shady about it.
Yeah, that's what I figured. If I did 1, he was going to give me something shady.
Does this jiggling ooze think he's going to use you? He's got another thing coming. Play his game, son, with your eyes peeled. He's going to slip up, and when he does, you're going to come out on top.
See,
Why don't you just open?
Oh.
Oh, sorry, what?
No. I was thinking to clarify why I picked what I did was to make sure that he was trying to bait us into something, and that how we're going to play this. And the way I'm wanting to play it is that we make him think we're giving him what he wants, and then we're actually not. And try to back out a little bit.
You can try.
You can read the dialogue now. Sorry.
That's okay. Why don't you just open it yourself?
Whose door is it?
I bet you don't even know anything about the hanging.
Damn it, fine. I'll look into it. We need to talk about the murder. Accept the task.
I can't accept this thing. Refuse the task. For now.
Let's ask him why he doesn't open the door himself.
Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you do. You look like you could run around all day.
Well, we've been doing that from 8 a.m., so yeah.
You want to send someone a message that the police are working for you.
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. So what will it be, Harry?
What more do you want to know? Or say?
Going with 3. I bet he doesn't know anything about the hanging.
Harry, my dear friend, I am what people call a local bigwig. I know everything that goes on in Martinez.
Right.
Whose door?
Well, let's find out whose door it is.
No one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about.
What do you mean by a weasel?
Let's find out.
A loud blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting foolishly.
He removes his glasses and rubs his nose.
Just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over so I can discuss business with you.
So, Chucks.
Go.
Yes, can refuse to do the work. Based upon my experience of playthrough, you have no benefit outside of a thematic feeling of, haha, I'm not getting my hands dirty. As we just talked about, sometimes cops need to be more narcs. They need to solve the overall situation. But even the text tells you, for now, you can say no and never do it. You're just closing doors for yourself.
Let's accept it.
Fantastic, my friend. Just let me know when it's done and we can take our friendship to the next level.
He flicks his fingers.
You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker, too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. One last thing, Harry.
Let's see what he wants.
Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door.
It's so simple, you know?
Yeah.
What about the shady brew?
Let's ask about that container first.
Sure.
My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbor. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them.
There's something special about it. It was attached to a Kvalsund crane.
Never mind the container. We're going with 1. We want to see if we can keep poking at him.
Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you.
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You should at least try convincing it.
Crazy! It might just work.
Okay. Let's, Ooh, do I want to... Let's see what he knows
Yes.
about Joyce. We'll get to that.
Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here.
Just pals?
We're all trying to do what's best for Martinez here. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her because you and I are such good friends and I'm helping you get that nasty body down from the tree. And with finding your lost gun. I'm not a jealous guy.
Lies.
Whoa, that's so nice of him. Suspiciously nice.
Are you sure? I find it a little odd.
What happened to the previous negotiator, Mr. Goumont?
Joyce said the previous union leader vanished under suspicious circumstances.
Why haven't you let her in to see you?
Okay, let's talk about something else.
I'm just a nice guy, Harry. I wouldn't be where I am now if I wasn't nice. Politics is all about emotions, and I want you to have positive emotions when you think of me.
Manipulation!
Okay then, positive emotions it is. You like positive emotions.
Crackhead, crackhead, crackhead.
Let's ask him about the previous negotiator.
What do you mean, Harry? Nothing. I let him go.
He made concessions for the company in previous negotiations. Why would you let an ally like that go?
Okay, another question. We're asking him one. Why would you let an ally like that go?
He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. God knows how long he's got left.
You called him a midget.
Okay, another question.
Harry, I have little people in my organization. I would never call someone a midget. What is this? Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry. I'm only kidding, Harry. You're
Oops.
not a midget. No one is. We're pals.
Just a little slip there.
It's hard to say if he really lost his temper, or
Ooh.
if this is another one of his tricks. This man almost never angers visibly.
So in this example, I just want to call back to what I had said. Electrochemistry fired off when it was a neuropathic reward based on a good feeling. And Half-Life just kicked off when it was a, hey, wait a second, that was like a fight or flight thing you just did there. Losing your composure leads to that. So I just want to attach the distinct flavors of what pops off when, for what reason.
Okay. So let's find out about the previous union leader.
Vanished? Harry, the woman left her casserole in the oven and couldn't make it here in time for the voting.
Oh, right.
Oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait. When she got back, the whole thing was over.
Nice deflection.
Mm-hmm. Let's figure out why they haven't seen Joyce yet.
If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator.
Guy's a liar. Continuing to lie.
He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that.
Let's talk about something else, because that's the only other option.
Of course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time. It's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization. I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this is secret. Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about everything. Everett doesn't mind.
We haven't looked at the clock yet. You son of a bitch.
This is weird. Not nice weird, but okay.
I don't know what that means, Harry. Shady brew? There are so many moving parts in my operation, I can't keep track of them all.
Bullshit.
You know what? Don't even tell me. Whatever it is, do it. Surprise me. Just one thing. If you can, make it even shadier.
Okay, I'll look into that.
Okay, well, it looks like I'm going to leave now, but we might talk again later.
Wait. You need this to get in and out through the gate.
Thanks. I was wondering how I'm supposed to get out.
Great. Wouldn't want to get stuck in here. I think.
Here, you're one of us now. A real red and white Union man. Take care, Harry.
Let's look at that clock.
Indeed. Taxidermy fish that tells time.
And what is Nutchuck's impression of the Walrus boss battle?
Chuck's can tell from the get-go. Unfortunately, our character cannot, so I have to remember. In my mind, I know he's full of shit and he's shady, but he's meant to be shady and suspicious. Our character does not see that because the way we put him out. But I enjoyed the mind game effect of how we played against each other there and what we discussed. And I know you're full of shit. No, you don't. I got that miracle roll. It pissed him off. You saw him get angry slightly. So there was bits and pieces throughout that whole dialogue that was different than most games that you get. Most boss encounters or evil person encounters or the bad guy encounters, you just get standard dialogue that's bullshit and it makes you feel that way. But with this, it was like, hey, you know he's shady, but you don't have enough to say he's shady, but he might be the bad guy. He might not be the bad guy. Who knows? Let's find out. Keep investigating and we'll find out. But you have to do something for him to discover something else. So
Now, remember how we didn't get the body down from the tree our own way?
yes.
Extra leverage to the Union because now RCM needs Union involvement to continue their case. So that's why, given the path we're on, I wouldn't even be squeamish about like doing things for Everard. You're involved no matter what you do. At the very, very least, if you try to do the least amount of contact, there's still enough of a stain where appearances might say, oh, the cops are working with these guys. So I would bury some of those instincts. And you said you were not really fond of thinking of yourself as Harry or Dubois.
I don't know. I don't know if my name's Gusteau, Firewalker, Mr. Dubois. For all I know, my name could be Flim Flam the Bing Bam. I don't know. Like you're so messed up on things that I don't know. I'm sorry. I had to click on something. I was getting tired of hearing the typewriter.
That's fair. And you can believe it, but how does it strike you that people can walk into this and just die in the folding chair?
That would suck, but it's funny. I don't know how you would die from a folding chair. Does it collapse in and a piece of wood go up your ass? I don't.
Well, no, your health gives out. Like, you basically just suffer a heart attack by sitting wrong.
I gotcha.
Because you have a pretty developed physique. That's what saved you. You had enough healing pips to go, but if you have a low physique build, you sit in the chair just dead. Kind of like when you turn the lights on, and it crushes you. Although, I will say that if you have a high enough endurance stat, then basically you get the buns of steel and goes, this doesn't bother me. So ups and downs of where you invest your points. I think this is a meaningful conversation if you look at the back and forth play between Everard and your character.
It's a very meaningful conversation. You get a lot more information than what is originally dealt out than what you think. Like most people would probably just look at it as, man, it's just a conversation, but he hints at things. He's saying, hey, I know things, but you have to do something for me. So now you know he's corrupt without confirming it. You're saying,
He's not corrupt. His twin brother is corrupt.
No. You know he's corrupt. You have... It confirms to me that he's corrupt in the aspect of, I'm going to make you do things for me, so that way you're in my pocket and it shows that the Union has RCM backing. In that aspect, you got to do something for me to scratch. You scratch my back, I scratch yours, but you're doing something very wrong for me to scratch your back.
Well, you just have to open a door. That's all it is.
Yeah, sure.
So simple. Harry, buddy, Harry.
And then you're gonna find a dead body again the next morning.
Harry, I couldn't possibly insinuate any of this.
Exactly. That's
master manipulator.
He's a very good manipulator.
Let's pause it here and continue our adventure in the next episode
Of Grime Game Plays the Disco Elysium. See you guys.